Hello guys, today we're gonna talk about the lives of the 3D protagonists before and after the events of their games. We're gonna explore their history before the games and what did they do after the end of each game. And we're gonna start with Claude. Well, actually, we don't know much about Claude's life before the game since he's silent, so he never talked about his life. But all we know is his surname may or may not be Speed. But luckily for us, we have seen him in a game where the events take place before GTA 3, which is GTA San Andreas. So, in 1992, 9 years before the events of GTA 3, Claude was taking part in illegal racing in San Andreas. And then he got in a relationship with Catalina, who just ended her relationship with CJ. And it really feels like she's using you, Claude, to tease her previous lover. Don't you think? And then he got in a race with CJ where he lost and had to give his garage to CJ. And then he and Catalina left San Andreas and gone to Liberty City to start a new life there. And they began committing robberies together for 9 years. Okay, that's Jason and Lucia actually, not Claude and Catalina, but you can see the similarities, right? I mean, both of the couples are inspired by Bonnie and Clyde, so anyway, they lived like that for 9 years and we all know how that ended. So Lucia, just don't shoot Jason for no reason in GTA 6, please?
Just don't fucking shoot me, please!
Okay, I lost track again. Sorry, let's get back to Claude. So that's all we know about Claude's life before GTA 3. So, what happened to his life after GTA 3? Well, we don't have the answer to that. Because this is the game with the last events that happened in the 3D universe. I mean, all the other GTAs in the same universe is set before the events of GTA 3, so we never had a chance to see what happened after that. But there was an Easter egg in GTA 4 suggesting that all the 3D era protagonists are dead. But Rockstar later confirmed that this is just a joke for the fans. But joke or not, I think it won't really matter that much because Rockstar ain't gonna get back to this world by any chance, I don't think. So it's not like we're gonna see them again if they were alive. So yeah, it's the same. We can also make Claude our father in GTA Online. But that doesn't really mean anything actually. I mean, we can literally make John Marston our father in GTA Online, where the event takes place in 2013, where our father was killing it back in the early 20th century. So that doesn't really mean anything. And that's all about Claude. But before we end it, I really want to thank the voice actor of Claude. He did a tremendous job. Thank you.
What?
Next up, we have Tommy Vercitti. Thomas Vercitti is an Italian born in Liberty City in 1951. His father was working in a printing shop. You know what? I'm gonna let him talk about his early life.
You bought the old print works?
Yeah, my old man used to work on these. I used to spend the evenings with him cleaning the rollers. I was gonna follow him in his trade, but I lived a different life.
And in his childhood, he became friends with Sonny, who's gonna be his future boss. Sometimes before 1971, Tommy joined the Forelli crime family. He worked hard and made his way up the ranks until he became a made man when he was only 20 years old. In 1971, Sonny, the head of the family, got paranoid because of Tommy's increasing power, so he wanted to get rid of him. So he set up an ambush for him in Harwood, and Sonny told him to go there to kill one man. When he got there, he got ambushed by the 11 men, but he managed to kill all of them. You know, being the main protagonist, so he's having a plot armor and shit.
You sent me to kill one man! One man! They knew I was coming, Sonny!
But that plot armor didn't help him from getting arrested. So he got arrested and sentenced to death. But since he didn't rat the Forellis out, Sonny used his connection to reduce the sentence for only 15 years. Well, that wasn't so smart, Sonny. So anyway, Tommy spent the 15 years in prison and everyone called him the Harwood Butcher for killing these 11 men.
That's how you get to be called the Harwood Butcher!
And then in 1986 he got released from the prison and we know the rest because the game starts from here. So we know about the events of the game, but what happened after the game. After he became the most powerful individual in Vice City, Tommy continued to run the criminal underworld there. But his relationship with Ken Rosenberg became strained because of Ken's addiction, and Tommy sent him to rehab in Las Venturas. And by 1992, Ken completed his rehab, but Tommy refused to speak with him and cut all the ties.
Tommy Vercitti, please. Tell him Ken Rosenberg called. Ken Rosenberg! Rosenberg! Oh, really? You told him I called? Look, I made that ingrate, and now he won't take my calls? Just put him on the phone right now! Hello? Hello?
And in 2002, we know that Kent Paul is having a website, and in it he wrote, "See Tom, I didn't mention your name nowhere. Maybe you won't get us killed now, okay?" And this could mean that Tommy is still alive and in power in 2002. And that's all about Tommy. And I believe they might have included him in GTA San Andreas if they didn't have problems with the voice actor Ray Liotta. And now let's get to CJ.
I'm from Grove Street families, Los Santos, CJ, Carl Johnson. What's happening?
Carl Johnson was born in Los Santos. He said before that he doesn't know who his dad is. He has 3 siblings, Sean aka Sweet, Brian and Kendall. CJ also mentioned that Sweet was the man of the house and he made CJ's life miserable.
Well, my brother used to make my life miserable.
He and his brother were friends with Big Smoke and Ryder in their childhood, and they grew up together. And Ryder was dealing drugs when he was only 10.
Why the nigga?
And then Sweet became the leader of Grove Street Gang and introduced all of them to the gang. In 1985, Grove Street families were at its peak when Officer Tim Penny, a corrupt police officer from Crash, started putting pressure on them. And after that, between 1987 and 1992, Grove Street started declining, and CJ's younger brother died in 1987. We don't know how exactly, but all we know that CJ was there and didn't help. At least that's what they say. And because of that, Sweet considered him not a member of Grove Street anymore, and he had to earn his way back. But instead, he just left Los Santos and moved to Liberty City to start a new life there. In Liberty City, he started working with Joey Leone, the son of Salvatore Leone, whom later in the game he will work with and betray in Las Venturas. In Liberty City, he worked in car theft business with Joey Leone, as well as some other small-time crimes. And then in 1992, the Ballas wanted to kill Sweet, so they made a drive-by at his house, but instead they killed his mother.
DJ, it's your brother.
Okay, what you want?
I think you better come home. It's about Mama. She's dead, bro.
Which led CJ have to get back to Los Santos, and the events of GTA San Andreas begins.
After 5 years on the East Coast, it was time to go home.
Thankfully, we have the introduction of GTA San Andreas, which is a video posted by Rockstar after they released the game. And in that video, they explain to us and show us some of the events that happened shortly before the events of the game. We also know that CJ had a condom stuck to his face when he was swimming, and that is a horror for him.
When I was a kid, swimming off the Santa Maria, I once got a condom stuck to my face.
And we also know that CJ was larger somehow before he left to Liberty City.
East Coast got you all thinned out, home.
So that's all about the events before the game. And we know the events of the game. So what happened after the events of the game? We saw CJ running away from the cops in GTA V in 2013, which implies that he's still doing crime. Okay. I was joking. Let's be real. After the last mission of GTA San Andreas, Catalina gives you a call and she fucks Claude while in the call with you.
Hey, what's up? Hello?
Yes, Claude! Faster, harder, deeper!
I thought we were talking about what happened after the last mission, right? Well, that literally happened. Okay, seriously though, we know that by the end of the game CJ became rich, the Grove Street family business, Mad Dog's contract, a car garage in San Fierro, and shares in the Four Dragons casino, and he also had the fucking jetpack from the government that cost $60 million for some reason. They mentioned that he, Macker, Kent Paul and Mad Dog will go on a world tour. And in GTA 4 there is a billboard with a man that looks very similar to CJ. He's in a suit drinking wine with the product name in the bottom, which could imply that CJ now is a rock star doing advertisements or something. But remember, this is not the same universe, so this could mean or not mean something. So we can't take something like that as a canon. Now it's time for the evilest character in GTA history. No, not you. Yes, you. We know that Tony's father was one of the mafia members. Tony lived with his mother in the restaurant in St. Mark's. And one day Tony's father got killed by the triads. And since then, or maybe earlier, Tony's mother started putting pressure on Tony because she believed he will never be like his father. I mean, isn't that a good thing? The woman even sent some people to kill him in the events of the game. Don't you think this is too much, ma'am? After his father's death, he joined the Leone crime family to follow the footsteps of his father and to prove his mother wrong. And at some point, Tony left Liberty City because he killed a made man from the Sindacos or from the Forellis under orders from Salvatore Leone. And after some time, he returned to Liberty City again in 1998. And the events of the game starts from there. It is also implied that Tony may have been a loan shark in the past.
Don't get too excited. You still owe me money.
So we know the events of the game. So what happened after the events of the game? After 3 years, he became fat and got 20 years older in just 3 years. And he became a lazy ass dude, just giving Claude missions. Steal this, kill that, rather than doing it himself, just as he used to do 3 years ago. Only 3 years ago. You know, when he's the main character and when he becomes a side character. This is exactly what happened to them. Like, dude, 3 years ago, you blowed up half of Liberty City and it was just another day for you. So what happened? And actually, it's not the only game where that happened. Same thing happened, for example, to Vito from Mafia 2. When you meet him again in Mafia 3, he's just there to give you orders around and just sitting on his chair waiting for you to take action. And Peter Parker's Spider-Man Miles Morales. The dude was about to get killed by Rhino in the first mission. We just getting started and is about to die when he fucked half of the villains of New York in his game. So yeah, that happens a lot, and it will probably happen each and every time a main character becomes a side character in someone else's story. And don't get me started on what happened to Johnny. But anyway, let's get back to Tony. I should mention that the events of GTA Liberty City Stories might be before GTA 3, but actually they did the game after they did GTA 3. So when they were making GTA 3, they didn't plan for this fat dude to be a protagonist 4 years after they did GTA 3. So yeah, I can see why that happened. So in 2001, Tony becomes one of the highest ranking members in Leone crime family. He killed half the city 3 years ago for Salvatore Leone, but he's still one of the highest ranking members. One of them. Okay. And then Joey, Salvatore's son, introduced Claude to Tony, where Tony hired Claude to attack the triads. And then Tony introduced Claude to Salvatore Leone for Claude to kill Salvatore Leone later on. Yeah, good job, Tony. But we never hear anything about Tony after the assassination of Leone, his boss. So we never know what happened to him. But in GTA 3, we saw that he's still living with his mother and she's still insulting him for not being good enough. And also we will hear him complaining on the radio about his mother's behavior towards him.
It's my ma. She don't think I'm a real man. Can you imagine that? I mean, I do a man's job and all, but she treats me like a little boy. All I get is your pa this and your pa that, and you ain't a real man, Tony, and it's driving me freaking nuts.
Well, Tony...
Tony? How'd you know my name was Tony?
The dude can handle blowing up half the city, but can't handle his mother's insults. I actually feel bad for him. And then he became even more fat later in the years and then exploded. And that's all about Toni. Now let's talk about Victor Vance, the last protagonist of the 3D era. Victor's father came from Dominican Republic, while Victor's mother showed no care for him or his brothers, Pete and Lance. At some point, his father just disappeared. We don't know what happened to him. And their mother wasn't fit to raise them, so they got raised by their aunt, Enid.
You! Aunt Enid raised us, not you!
Pete got sick from asthma, so Vic decided to help him by joining the army to pay for his brother's medical bills. And then he rose to the rank of corporal and got transferred to Vice City. And the game starts from there.
Vic Vance reporting for duty, sir!
But what happened to him after the events of the game? Well, he got shot and died. Yeah, just like that.
Oh, shit!
By the end of Vice City stories, Lance and his brother Vic decided to lay low away from the criminal life.
We should get out of town or lay low for a little while, you know? Yeah, you're right!
They stayed like that for 2 years. Just 2 years. So much for
No!
I am not interested. Got it?
No, I am not interested! Got it?
Yeah, I got it. So in 1986, just like Toni Cipriani, he got 20 years older in just 2 years and stopped mewing. So you could see how that affected his chin. And he became a weird ass looking dude in general. But again, this happened because they made Vice City before they made Vice City stories. So they never knew that this weird ass looking dude is gonna be the protagonist 5 or 4 years later. So, if he's not the protagonist, make him look stupid. That's a rule in Rockstar, I suppose. Anyways, Vic and Lance set up a deal with the Forellis. Yes, these assholes we talked about before. And we saw what happened.
Oh, shit!
So, Vic Vance got killed. Damn, man, that's sad. But, what happened to his brother, though? Well, he got killed too. Yeah, he met Tommy, became friends. They know that Diaz is the one who ambushed the deal and killed his brother, so they avenged him. And for some reason, Lance became gay, I suppose, and started complaining about Tommy not calling him and weird stuff like that, which led to him betraying Tommy in the end and joining the Forellis. Like, what the fuck, Lance? You seemed very cool in the first half of the game. You didn't have to be horny for the other half. That's all about the 3D protagonists. Yeah, I know that I have missed someone, but nah, I'm not gonna talk about Mike. I mean, come on, did anybody even play that game? I didn't, but I guess he also appeared 2 or 3 years later after the game and he got fat for some reason and looked weird or something like that. Nah, I don't know. Google it. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram. And did you know that the police in GTA are racists? You never knew that, did you? So watch this video to find that out. And I see you in the next video. Peace.